It's Christmas time, and whether it's points or chaos, Chelsea are currently the team that is doing all the giving. Because somehow after a win, after a clean sheet, after a moment where things should feel calm, Chelsea have managed to create another storm. This time, it's not the owners, it's not the players, it's Enzo Maresca himself. After Chelsea's win over Everton, Maresca came out and said that the last 48 hours were the worst since he had joined the club, and that he felt a lack of support in general. And immediately, everyone stopped talking about the win, and started asking, who was this aimed at? Was it the fans, the media, the boards, or all of the above? So today, we're breaking down exactly what happened, what Maresca meant, whether he's tried to take it back, and the big question nobody wants to ask, could this actually put his job at risk? But before we get into it, please, can you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and if you love Chelsea discussions that go deeper than just vibes, you're in the right place. So let's get into this. Okay, so let's set the scene properly, because this didn't happen in a vacuum. Chelsea beat Everton 2-0. Not a classic performance, but a professional one. We got a clean sheet, we controlled parts of the game, most parts actually, and it was an important 3 points. This was meant to be the reset moment for Maresca's Chelsea coming off the 2-1 loss to Atalanta midweek. Instead, it became one of the most, I would say, bizarre post-match press conferences we've seen from a Chelsea manager in a while. And that's important because at Chelsea, tone matters. This is a club where managers are under constant scrutiny, media narratives change in hours, and any sign of tension gets amplified. So when Maresca says what he said, people listen. After the Everton game, Maresca was in his post-match press conference. He stated that it was an important win and it was an important 3 points. And later on, he dropped this. It had been the worst 48 hours since I joined the club because people didn't support me and the team. And I quote that. That alone raised eyebrows, but then he doubled down. He didn't clarify about who it was, he just said in general. Now, according to Sky Sports and multiple outlets, I even watched the press conference on YouTube, so I saw it myself, Maresca insisted he wasn't talking about the fans, and even went out of his way to say that him and the players and the club are happy with the fans and he loved the supporters. But here's the problem. If it's not the fans, if it's not the players, then logically people start to look upwards. The media, the boards, internal figures at the club, like the owners. That ambiguity has basically what's turned this from a comment into a headline storm. Sky described it as, well, confusing, which I agree with, and yeah, Chelsea fans online were split straight down the middle. Some backed him, but most said, why are you creating drama after a win? Now, this is where I think Maresca might have misjudged things. Chelsea fans, whether you agree with them or not, are emotionally exhausted. They've lived through constant managerial changes, conflicting club messaging, project talk with no stability. So when a manager comes out and suggests he's not being supported, people don't hear context, they hear alarm bells. Especially when results haven't really been convincing recently, performances are still very inconsistent, and this club has had zero patience historically with managers, especially ones that go out to the press. So even if Maresca felt unfairly criticised, saying it publicly after a win was always going to invite backlash. Now, fast forward to the pre-match press conference ahead of the Carabao Cup tie against Cardiff. This was Maresca's chance to clarify, calm things down, or even completely retract the comment. Instead, he did none of those things. In the press conference video uploaded by Chelsea today, Maresca did not elaborate. He stated that he had spoken about it already, he had nothing else to say and had no wish to continue speaking on it. His focus was on tomorrow's game and to achieve a third semi-final in the 18 months he's been at the club. This goes to show that his comments weren't misunderstood, he wasn't attacking supporters, and that Chelsea are moving forward. But here's the key thing. He did not apologise, He did not say he misspoke. He did not deny being frustrated. So effectively, he stood by the sentiment, just not the fallout. And that tells us a lot. Internally, this probably would not have gone down well with the Chelsea board and ownership. So this could open a can of worms for the board that probably will not go away. After all, at this club, messaging is meant to be aligned, public disagreements are discouraged. I mean, look at the Enzo Fernandez and Wesley Fofana issue. And managers are expected to toe the line. When a manager publicly hints at internal frustration, it creates questions the club doesn't want to be asked. And once those questions exist, well, they don't go away. So, could this put Maresca at risk? Let's be clear. There is no indication that Maresca is about to be sacked, but this is Chelsea, and at Chelsea, moments like this add up. History tells us that public tension means a shortened leash, media pressure means internal pressure, and once confidence cracks, things move fast. Some outlets have already prematurely floated potential replacements. That alone shows how fragile a Chelsea manager's position always is. And from the research I've done, it does seem that Maresca is still fully committed to Chelsea and the job at Stamford Bridge. Despite this, Chelsea already have alternatives if Maresca was to leave. Among those names on the shortlist is former player Cesc Fabregas, who is doing very well with Como in the Serie A in Italy. But closer to home, Chelsea are also admirers of Oliver Glasner and Andoni Iraola. Yeah. However, the club should no doubt put their faith in the current manager, who delivered 2 trophies to Stamford Bridge in just his first season at the club. But for Maresca, the margin for error just got smaller. So where does that leave us? Well, Chelsea did just win another game in the Premier League, so logically momentum should build. Instead, the conversation becomes about support, frustration and unity. So Maresca might feel justified, he may also feel misunderstood. But at a club like Chelsea, perception matters just as much as reality. This wasn't a sackable comment, but it also was an unnecessary one. Now, every press conference, every result, and every bad half of football will probably be reviewed with a very fine lens. So, it is definitely worrying and also interesting times at Chelsea for the next foreseeable future. But let me know in the comments, was Maresca right to speak his mind, or did he create drama for no reason? And if you've made it this far, subscribe, like the video, because this Chelsea season is not getting quieter anytime soon. Now thank you all so very much for watching, probably all 2 of you that have made it this far, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. I've run out of water and I need a drink. Too late for a beer? Maybe. We'll see.